Okay, I think. Okay, yeah, we're in.
All right, we are back with round 4, and we are featuring Paul Barrera versus Mr. Iobo, aka Jonathan McMillan. Oh wow, okay.
This is definitely an interesting team. from
Yeah,
Paul.
let's start with that. Paul is running a Sylveon, a Ferrothorn, a Mewtwo, a Kyogre, a Crobat, and a Weavile against Mr. Iobo's fairly standard Big Six team, I would think.
Yeah, there's not much deviation from John. They're both 2-1, aren't they?
They are both 2-1 right
Okay,
now. That is
so-
correct. I mean, honestly, Paul's team kind of looks like the team that you're either like have an amazing matchup against, or you're just kind of screwed.
Well, that's almost definitely a trick from Mewtwo, right? You have to imagine.
I would have to assume, but I honestly don't know. I don't know what to expect from this. Like the Sylveon's really throwing me off.
I think in Trick Room, Sylveon could be really strong just because if they have a Xerneas on their team, your Hyper Voices themselves are going to be boosted. I don't know how consistent it is, but it's definitely an interesting pick.
I can definitely say this is the first Sylveon I think I've seen in 2016, which is kind of a fresh of breath air compared to last year, where like everybody was running Sylveon. So who knows, right?
Well, now we just have like a bigger Sylveon.
Yeah, now we just have the big deer Sylveon. All right, so it looks like the battle is getting underway. I think I saw Paul click in that Sylveon as one of his leads, so I'm really excited to see what that's going to do. Yep, there it is. The Sylveon and the Crobat, it looks like, on Paul's side of the field versus the Talonflame and Salamence on Jonathan's side of the field.
Okay.
So,
It's hard to imagine what Paul's going to do this turn, just because if that Sylveon specs, it can't really stay in.
yeah, I mean, I believe that Talonflame has enough of an offensive threat against the Sylveon to make it kind of worry. But now that I'm seeing Sylveon's moves, I don't know. It looks like it's definitely not spec Sylveon.
This is a similar moveset to what Marcus ran last year in Europe. I think he had safety goggles on his Sylveon, but that was just when like Baz was running Breloom all the time, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
He's thinking of switching Sylveon out this turn.
I don't really blame him. I would also be torn what to do here. Like, Hyper Voice would be great because it would definitely pick up the KO on that Salamence, but Talonflame is just, it's there and it can take anything down with it, really. I mean, that's, oh my god.
If you're
666. Sorry.
if you're Paul, not Paul, if you're whoever's top, if you're Jonathan here, what you can do is you can just protect Salamence and then Tailwind Talonflame, or even Brave Bird the Sylveon, and then threaten the knockout the next turn.
Yeah, that's very true.
He just has so many options that he can do, and then even if Paul gets up the Tailwind and threatens the Salamence knockout, he can just switch and Groudon on the next turn.
Yeah, we are going to see Salamence Mega Evolve. Whether or not it protects, it's hard to say. Salamence is kind of one of those weird Pokemon where a lot of players like myself will go for the Mega Evolution no matter what. But sometimes there are advantages to just switching it out and getting another Intimidate drop.
Okay, so
I don't think that'll happen here, though.
Dual Tailwinds, they're just trying to match each other's speed.
And Double Edge will connect with the Sylveon, most likely.
I feel like it's going to survive.
With 29 HP.
That's a bold Sylveon.
That is definitely a bold Sylveon. Going for the Hyper Voice, back into the Salamence, picking up the KO easily. And Paul just started laughing over there. So I don't know what that means, but I hope that means something entertaining.
I feel like John definitely wasn't expecting that. It was Life Orb, right? The Sylveon?
Yes, it was Life Orb. It just took like 10, because it was at 23 HP and it's at 11 now. So it did take the % damage from Life Orb usage.
Yeah, John definitely wasn't expecting the Sylveon to survive there based on how he played.
No. I wonder what he's going to send in next. I mean, both players have Tailwind up on the field, so no one is really at a speed advantage or disadvantage at this point in time.
I feel like you could send in Groudon, because like Sylveon can't do anything to it and is faster. But then you're risking Paul just going for the Super Fang. Oh, okay.
We're going to see Smeargle come out on Jonathan's side of the field. So, more Smeargle fun times, I guess. I don't know if that Crobat has Taunt, but now would certainly be an amazing time to use it.
Yeah, Paul can either go for the Taunt here, or he can Quick Guard if he has it to protect the Sylveon. I mean, if he does that, then Smeargle can just Dark Void anyways.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Paul is running a Kyogre in the back, so I don't think Talonflame is the big threat for him at this point. It can do a lot of damage, but as long as he can keep fighting and he's not asleep, like I feel like he can keep things relatively in his favor.
Yeah, so we're going to see Paul did go for Quick Guard.
Looks like Crobat is going for the Quick Guard, so possibly trying to protect the Sylveon from the Brave Bird.
Right, so that was the right play. Oh, and the Quick Attack. So he's just trying to break the Smeargle's Focus Sash for when Kyogre comes in.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. Sylveon kills itself with its own recoil from that Life Orb.
Faints.
Faints, right. Faints. Thank you for that. And Dark Void will connect with the Crobat. I guess it could be running Lumberry. I have seen some Crobat run that before.
Lumberry's definitely been the most popular item on it. It's what you see here.
Yep, there you go. And here comes the Moody Boost. It looks like Smeargle gets the evasiveness, but loses the special defense.
I mean, the special defense doesn't matter that much just because of how frail it is anyways, but the evasiveness, that could be a really big problem for Paul.
It really could.
John he was hoping for either that or he was hoping for the speed boost. He definitely got what he wanted.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, when you're playing Smeargle, that's really all you can do is just hope that the dice roll in your favor.
I think it's actually like statistically more likely that you'll get a better roll than not, just because like the only things you wouldn't want are the accuracy drop and the speed drop.
And I guess maybe the attack and defense stuff too, depending on what else you're running on the Smeargle.
If you're running like an offensive Smeargle for whatever reason.
Yeah, so we are going to see Mewtwo come out on Paul's side of the field. I don't know if it's Mega or not. It's worth noting that if that is a Mega Mewtwo, it does get its Insomnia, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it is Mega, actually.
Yeah, so assuming it's Mega Mewtwo Y. If it's Mega Mewtwo X, then it does something completely different. Okay, it is Mega Mewtwo Y, so it looks like nothing will be going to sleep this turn, unless it's maybe that Crobat. But whether or not, okay. Never mind. Psystrike will connect with that Talonflame, knocks it out.
Okay.
Said the right thing this time. And, Crobat uses Haze, which eliminates the evasiveness boost from that Smeargle.
Did we see if Talonflame moved before Mewtwo?
No, Talonflame did not move.
Okay, so he didn't Brave Bird or Tailwind. Maybe he was going for the Flare Blitz, expecting the Kyogre to come in.
It's possible. And Smeargle is going to get the special attack boost and the attack drop, so
nothing happens.
Nothing really useful here. That Haze was a very interesting tech. It shut down that Smeargle instantly.
People run Haze just so they can deal with Xerneas better, but I guess in the game where Moody exists, it's just so good. People have also been opting to run Whirlwind, too. Just it's more consistent against Trick Room as well.
Yeah. I've seen some Roars as well. Like, Roar on Dialga, I believe, was the one that caught me off guard. Because I expected it to Flash Cannon, and it was like, surprise! And I was like, okay.
Especially since Flash Cannon wouldn't pick up a KO at +2 anyways.
Yeah. So it's an interesting position for both players to be in because, Jonathan's down to his last two Pokemon. Paul still has, I believe, the Kyogre in the back. I wonder if he's going to switch it in here to try and gain Weather.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So Smeargle's just going to follow me. Mewtwo goes for the Psystrike, presumably into... Okay, he's trying to just get Smeargle off the field so it can't have any Dark Void shenanigans. Groudon's going for Eruption. This is going to do a ton of damage to both of these Pokemon.
It is, but with that Kyogre in the back... Okay, I don't quite have my voice back. With that Kyogre in the back, I think Paul's pretty much locked this up.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he can hope for an Origin Pulse Miss if that's what Paul's going to be doing. He can win this with Precipice Blade's crits.
He could, but part of me can't help but wonder, if that Kyogre is running Scald or something.
Scald or even, Water Spout.
Water Spout would be perfect here.
Although this could be a Trick Room variant of Kyogre just because the Mewtwo's here. Okay, so Psystrike.
So Psystrike again from the Mewtwo will connect with the Groudon. Brings it down to about 60. However, Kyogre is faster, will get the Water Spout to connect, and that's game.
Yeah. Paul was just very good at controlling his lead and making sure that he kept his he kept his win conditions alive the entire game. You
Yeah.
know, he's playing a really weird team, which might tilt a lot of his opponents. But he definitely knows how to play it pretty well.
Yeah, and I mean, I think what worked in Paul's favor is that, Jonathan was running a fairly standard Big Six team. And I think Paul's team was honestly architected just to like perfectly counter that, to be honest with you.
With the Insomnia, Mewtwo-Y, and then he had the Lumbreon Crobat. You know, Speargle wasn't going to be doing anything. He had the Haze for Xerneas. You know, the Kyogre always has a really good matchup in the Groudon. Just so many things that Paul could have done to maneuver himself into victory against the Big Six team.
Yeah, definitely. So that makes Paul, 4-0 now? So he's really on his way. I think there's
3-1, actually.
Oh, 3-run,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, 3-1.
So 2 more rounds.
2 more rounds, and if he stays undefeated for the next couple rounds, then he could very much easily find himself in Top Cut. I can talk. Anyways, we're going to take another quick break. We will be back with round 5 in a few minutes. Thanks all for stopping by.